Hey YouTube, so today I'm going to be doing a full world tour of my Minecraft world. A little bit of background information. This world was created in 1.8, so I believe that was in 2014. Yeah, so it's been quite some time since I first started, and I love that I've kept this world for so long and only built in this, survivor world because I like the idea of just being able to walk around this world and just see everything that I built all in like one place, right? Like if I didn't, I would have had to go and look through my other files and just switch worlds and all that. But just being able to just explore and see everything that I built over the years is incredible, right? So let's just get started with the tour. So right here is the world spawn where I first spawned in. And so I spawned in here and then got, a little bit of wood or whatever. And then I came over here and built my first kind of house thing. So that's the very first crafting table I ever crafted. Very first furnace. And then right here is the first wooden pickaxe. You already know you got to save that. You got to cherish that. And, it's been cherished in this small hut for years. So right here, just a few little bit of extra stuff, just random things I didn't really need. But once I, created a crafting table and got on my feet in this world, I decided to go and build in that direction and make my very first base. So let's go check it out. All right, here we are. This is my first base that I built. I guess you could call it like a starter base or a starter town or whatever. It's not the prettiest, but it did what it needed to in the very beginning. So right here is where I lived. It's got my dog and some chests, a bed, and furnaces. And this little guy's been sitting here. He's been stuck. But they're just here's just a few of my first items. A little bit of obsidian. Right down there should be the mine. Yes. Oh, okay. Look at this. There's a vine farm here. I don't remember doing that, but I'm sure down there it's just like a regular mine. There's nothing special, so I'm not even gonna really look at it. It's just a typical strip mine, nothing important. But come up here. Here is just where I thought these were really valuable resources, so I just put them in there. Then up here is just a flat roof. Your little bird's eye view of everything. So you got the sugarcane farm right here. I thought I did really well on this. Like I like the stone slabs over the top of the water, and then right here is just a little cage with some animals, a donkey, a few chickens. As you can see right here, there's a little pumpkin farm. Here's just a regular crop farm. And then this is where I stored all the farming resources. Close that. Coming over here, we got, a few donkeys, a pig just sitting in here. I don't know what I wanted to do with those. Right here is a tree. Here's a little swimming pool that I made. But with this tree, this is before growing tall spruce trees had podzol underneath, right? So there's no podzol. So this is kind of like a relic of the past here, which is neat. Here's a little dog sitting here with a fence gate that's not even the same color. Here's my swimming pool, like I said. And then right here was a really cool thing. I don't know what that is, but what this was, it was a tree farm, right? So you'd grow the trees, and then once you got all the wood, you'd come over here, flip this lever, the pistons would fall down and push all the saplings just in here, so you didn't have to collect the saplings. It was a super cool feature that I thought when I made it. Coming back up, we have a little fenced-in area for horses. There's just one guy in here. I think there used to be more, but I'm not sure where they went. We got a little water for him to drink out of, and it's a neat little build. Now coming over here, we have a small, like fenced-in area thing with these weird walls I thought was cool back in the day with, pigs and cows. It's never finished, but that's kind of what I do in this world. I start things and don't finish them. But, it's not much here, but, it was the first base that I made, and, it did what it had to. So let's just get on to the next base, which is in that direction. It's the farming base. All right, so we are here in the farming base, as you can see behind me. Um, This right here was actually the very first building that I built in this entire area. I'll just give a quick little view of it, and then I'll get more into detail later. So this was just kind of some meeting room or office, or I don't really know what I was going for here, but I thought it looked pretty cool. And right below it, these signs are just ideas that I had. You can read them if you want. There's nothing special there, but below it is just my butchered storage room. I put some signs here. I wanted to make a YouTube project, I guess, back in 2014, and I just wrote down the dates and whatever. And there's another thing here. Um, it didn't last very long, but it was something. Here's some chests, some of the storage. There's not a whole lot here. Those are the materials I used for building this area. Some cobblestone. There's the enchantment table. And here's all of my, like, important items. And then coming this way, a little melon farm. Let's see what's in here. That's a crafting recipe. I'm pretty sure I put that there before the crafting book was in the game, so I could remember. I think that's a piston, and that's a repeater, maybe. And then, let's see, here's a little vine farm. It extends out a little more. Not very important, but let's come all the way down here and see what I got. I haven't been down this mine in a really long time. So, alright, so we're down here. We got a chest full of a bunch of mining blocks, and it doesn't seem like there's anything. Oh, silverfish down this tunnel. I think it's a mountain biome. Um, Not like a spawn or anything. I'm pretty sure that's just purely a mountain biome, and I don't know why I labeled it, but I did. Alright, let's head back up and explore the ground level. Alright, starting off, I guess this is just a pile of my farming supplies. There's not a whole lot in here right now, but it came all from this small wheat field. I thought I did a nice design with this little archway. And then here is the wheat field. I also thought it was like a cool circular design. Like normal fields are just kind of like squares or rectangles, but a circle was really cool at the time. Here is a small little house with just a bed and some little bit of decorations. Nothing super special. We've got another house here. There was never really a purpose for this. It just has some random chests and, no interior decoration. But it was like a unique, shape. And then coming to the back of the house, I don't know what I was doing here, but I think that's a little bit messed up right there. And then it's just like a random door, I guess. There's the back door of the home. And then there's a little like small house right behind it. Again, nothing in it because I don't know. And then coming over here is actually something with something inside. You can probably hear it. It's a little dog shelter, I guess. Got a couple dogs here. And this is the breeding area. None of them have names, but I guess there's an attic. Can't see up there. But these is where I would breed, and then I would just put a few in there or do whatever I needed to do with them. And then heading over here, we have a little fishing hut right up on the water. I'm pretty sure this design was by Corrales way back in whatever year it was built. Little fishing rod there. And there's just more storage and a crafting table if you need it, a little bed. It was a nice design. I really liked it, so I just put it there. And then here, oh, let's go here first. This is just like a little, I guess a bar on top of the water. A little bridge going that way. We'll get to that later. Here is a stables. There's no horses in here, but if you go right here, hit this button, there's actually a drop down. And this is where all my horses are. You have a little speed tester here. You hit the pressure plate, you run down the horse, and then once these pistons go up, they get stuck in the glass, and then that's like the speed of the horse. More unfinished areas. Chests with stone and whatever. And these are all the speeds of the horses. That guy is apparently really slow. And then these are a little bit faster. There's some more speed numbers over here, but I didn't have a horse that was that quick. But it's a unique design on the floor I made. I don't know why I did it like that, but I did. It doesn't look too bad. And then over here is the office. The office has carrots and some gold and crafting table, so I could breed those guys. And then coming up over here, other direction is how I get out of this place. There's another horse here. I'm not sure what he's doing, but this was supposed to be a track where I just run around with the horses. And then I'll just leave that guy there to do his thing. And we'll come back over this way. As you can see, there's another unfinished building without even a roof. And there's not an interior either because I don't do those. See, but there's just a... Oh, there goes the bunny. Yeah, I don't know what that was supposed to be, but it's another circle. So that's pretty cool. Coming back this way, past the first building there, we have this area with all of my animals. So start off here, just a random house with an interior. And then over here is an enderband. But this is little bunny pin, and for some reason they're all stuck on the flower pots, but they have some water and grass just to play in. Here is where I stored all of the materials that I got from the animals. Coming up here is a little chicken coop. Check it out. And then in here, there used to be a chicken in here, but I'm not sure what happened to it. And then there's just more storage with nothing in it. And then, there you go. As you can hear, we have a bunch of cows, little cow pen. I decorated pretty nicely, actually. Some sugarcane wheat, there's a little bit of grass. I don't know if you can hear me over the cows, but just run through here and then get away from these guys. Okay, this was a pig pen, but somehow cows and sheep invaded and they just got kind of stuck there. Right here we have a multitude of sheep with different colors. It's not quite as cool as the cow pen, but it works. Here we have a pretty decorative sugarcane field. I like that. And then this is a little wheelbarrow to store the sugarcane. And then coming back up this way, we have our melon field and a place to store them. Over here, we got the pumpkin field and another place to store the pumpkins. But if you press this button, another drop down, and this brings us to like a better pumpkin farming area. And this pumpkin farming area was made when you could only get carved pumpkins instead of regular pumpkins. Like all these are regular pumpkins. They used to be carved, but they updated that in some point during the game. But you just run up this way and you come out of a little porta potty. It's pretty neat. And I believe that's all that is in like this farming area. There's a few other like side pieces, like there's a skeleton farm over there. And then oh, actually over here. Let me sleep first. Alright, now that I got a nice night's sleep, I'm gonna head over this direction. And over here is a really large wheat field that I built just to get lots and lots of wheat. So this takes a really long time to harvest and plant. Got some carrots here too. But I just did that because I needed wheat. And a little bit over here is a small campgrounds just outside of the farming village. If I can get there. Okay, here it is. There's a little wall right here. And when there's a few tents, and here's their well if they need some water. But these tents were a really cool design, I thought. Oh, I don't know what he wants from me. A little sheep farm right there. Horse, dog, you know, place for people to store their items and sleep. Oh, and I'm in a hole. Another little tent there with some sleeping, but these are just small campgrounds. Just something I wanted to show you guys. Alright, there's a few more minor projects that I just wanted to show off that are on the outskirts of the farming base. Farming base is in that direction, maybe 100 blocks, but let's just show these things off. So right here, you hit the button, come in here, it closes back up, but this is just like a small bunker that I did. There's not much in here, but some chests, a wheat field, and a little tree farm here. There's also a mine that goes down this way. There's not much here, but I'll just hop down there and show you real quick. Come down here, little water elevator, water dropper. But that's the entirety of this small project. Let's move on to the next one. Well, that's the entirety of that small project. I'm going to hop up this mountain here and then show you the next piece. You can see it right there in the distance. We have just a small cobblestone ruins, like a bridge, just coming across here. Let's get up there. Alright, here we are. Mr. Cow. Just his chest, and then you come down here, and there is a unfinished mine. But if you just want to cross this bridge, we actually have a little bit more. Right over the top of these ruins, we have just a few like huts connected into the mountain. I thought it would look pretty cool, so I just threw some, you know, housings, kind of like a shopping stall area. I think that's what this was supposed to be, but just, a little bit of decoration in the world. And there's one more thing, and it is right down here. You see the ruins right underneath is my very first skeleton spawner that I actually built. And I remember I spent tons of time down here trying to get XP and enchanting all my things. So we've arrived. It's not pretty, no, but it did its job. See in there, the skeletons come in, you flip the little lever, they come down, and there was a machine where you just flip this button, and then it hits them with lava long enough for them to get one shot. But I'm just gonna kill them so they stop making noise. And then here's all the storage. There's a bunch of bones, arrows, there's some enchanting stuff. Here's a bunch of enchanted shovels, bows, armor, more armor, more armor, more armor, and more armor. My inner chest, and here's the enchantment table. But it's right up there. It's not much, but it did a lot. Alright, I'm back in the center of the farming village, and up next I wanted to show off the next base, which I guess I kind of call the water base, and it is right over this bridge in this direction. Let's go there. Alright, we're here at the water base, and this base is definitely the largest base in the world. I spent the most amount of time on it. It has the most farms and everything. So let's get started. So I guess I'll start with this. I built these towers when I first got here. 4 really tall, large towers. We got all variants of the cat, I believe. I remember one might have got struck with lightning, but I'm not sure. Coming here, this is a bunch of just old tools, and there's some more old tools. Right here is back when there was a duplication glitch. I made a bunch of shulker boxes, and I ended up getting an entire box of netherite blocks because I thought it'd be cool. And coming up to the top, there's not a whole lot in here, but it's kind of finished up inside, unlike the other towers. But I'm just gonna touch on the inside of the upper towers. Here's a little horse chilling there. Coming here, this is just storage. You can see it's unfinished. Just a bunch of fish from a fish farm that I made. Right over here is where I sleep. If you look up, it's also unfinished. But these are skeleton horses that I got. These I found a lot more recently, right? So I just quickly put them there, and I haven't done anything with them yet, so that's why they don't have like a home yet. But this is my snow fox mint. This was actually the very first fox that I found when they got introduced, and I just thought he was really cool. So I gave him a name and gave him a nice little home in this. Continuing on, we got a little custom tree right there, like that. Come over the bridge, and this is the majority of the builds. I kind of made them like into the mountain. So here we have just a little enchantment room. A little sneak peek of my inner chest. I'll get back into that later. You come over here. This is the fish farm. It got nerfed super heavily, and that's where I stored all the items right over there. Come in here, just a basic furnace room. There's no automatic except for this one chest, but that's the one that I use the most. You have a little decoration thing right here. There's my nether portal, I'll get into that later. Come over here, we have the brewing room. It's nothing super special, but you know, it does its job. I don't brew very much in this game. I have a little chicken farm to collect a bunch of eggs. Come through here, this is a larger part of the base. These might be a little loud. Hopefully the villagers aren't too loud, but we have a little zombie villager converting area. So you just put them in here and then bring them out and then do whatever I need. So we have a lot of really good trades here. We have the pickaxe, lapis for enchanting, armor, swords, food, some more food. And these are all of the really important enchants. You know, fortune, mending, self-touch, efficiency, unbreaking. There's protection 4 there. There's looting 3 there. But these guys are where I got a lot of my emeralds. I just trade books for emeralds, and then you come over here, buy this guy's books, and then just repeat the process over and over until you get lots of emeralds. Come right here, this is kind of the AFK room. You're just sitting here, and this is where I stored all my stuff that has to do with villager trading. This shows the time, and I can just sleep there and whatever. If you come over here, this is where all of the villagers breed. I know this isn't the most efficient breeder anymore, but it did what it needed to at the time. And if you run down this way, this is also a place that I got a lot of emeralds from. I had a cactus farm up there, and it would just smelt it, turn it into green dye, trade the green dye for emeralds. That was just another way. Continuing on, right over here, we have a automatic sugarcane farm. You just grow, the observers see them, the pistons pump out, and then this mine cart goes and collects everything. And brings it all into this little chest here. Right here is where I keep all of my llamas. I was trying to get a llama that had the most amount of storage, but they're kind of rare to get, and I didn't breed enough llamas to get there, but one day I'll get a max inventory llama. Right here we have all my turtles. So whenever I need like turtle shells or scoots or whatever, I can just pop through here, close the glass up and breed them and just wait in there. Right here is another horse breeder and horse speed tester, but it's slightly more finished, not quite finished. But these are the 2 best horses I have in the world. One's named Dallas, one's name is Paige, and this sign shows their speed. And I had a little system. This is the color of the armors, so if they have brown armor, they can jump 3.5 blocks. If they have light gray armor, like him, he can jump 4 blocks. And I don't think I have a 4.5 block jumper, and I know I don't have a 5 block jumper, but I don't even know if that's possible. But here's where I store all the saddles. Here's where I store all the different colored armor. And this right here is where I store the different horse speeds. So you come all the way over here. These are the fastest ones, 13s, there's a few 12s, stuff like that. I actually have a book here that I recorded all of the speeds and jump blocks of the horses that I bred. I have 4 good ones: Looney, Wiz, Dallas, and Paige. Those are the 4. I think Wiz and the other one, Wiz and Looney are over there, and then Dallas and Paige are right there. Alright, moving on, we have a little fox area with all of my foxes. My Enderman put a piece of grass there. It's got the little sweet berries, but if I ever need a fox, I have that there. You can probably hear all the cats meowing. There's another room with a bunch of cats. There is a bunny there for some reason, but I have cats if I need them. Continuing on in this direction, we have where the bunnies actually go. I think they're all afraid of me, so they just kind of hop around, all scared like, but a little safe spot for the bunnies. And come over here, we have a bee farm. Bees aren't out yet for some reason, but if you open up here, you can see campfires, and the trapdoors are there so they don't sit on the campfires and end up killing themselves. Continuing on. Oh, there's a chest. Yeah, that's just to breed them and then honey that I got. We'll close that up. We come over here. We have an automatic sheep farm. There's only blue wool here because the theme of this base was like blue, spruce wood, and stone bricks, as you could probably tell. But it just shears the sheep, it runs through a minecart, and then gets pumped out into this chest right there. These chickens are a little loud, so I'm just going to quickly go. It's just a larger chicken farm, which is more chests and more chickens. Right here is a automatic cocoa bean farm. You just sit here, hold down punch, and place block, and then you make a bunch of cocoa beans. Here is a small donkey breeding area, because I realized that I never had donkeys at this base, so I just quickly made a small room. And if we go this way more, we have the really beautiful, like, this used to be a village with a bunch of villagers and all these doors and rooms, but they ended up like all getting caught by zombies somehow. But we got the farms, all kind of farms, pumpkins, carrots, nether wart, flowers, wheat, melons, beetroots. The pigs are here, the cows are there, the sheep are here. So all that, we got bamboo too. We have a little well here. More cocoa bean farms, you got the sugar cane and some more scattered vegetables and everything right around here. Oh, it's nighttime, I should probably sleep. But let's look at the villager area, or what used to be a villager area. I made this when the villager update came out, so I just put a bed and all the profession stations in a bunch of different rooms. But as you can see, it's kind of deserted. You got one cat left. More cats right here. I tried to make them breed, but they never used this area. But here we have a jukebox and a bunch of different music discs that I've collected. I don't think I have everyone right here, but I do have a farm that I made, which isn't quite here. There's another room. This was the only one that survived. Oh, never mind. It's a witch now. Okay. And continuing on, around this wall, we have a spruce tree farming area. I used to have a bunch of cats and dogs here, but I ended up moving them to a safer location. Right down there is the place we were checking out earlier. Come up here, we have a iron farm. Very small, but you know, it does what it needs to. Then if you look up, that is just two small islands that I built. You just get in there by using a trident in the water, but there's nothing up there. Here we just have a bunch of different random houses that I use different things for. This is a house with a automatic stone generator. So you just sit there, hold down your mouse, and it all goes into the chest. Right here you might have seen it earlier. That's just a villager with nothing special. But these is where I keep my axolotls. Right? So you have the brown ones right there. If you look out there, you can see the main part of the base, but the brown ones, the pink axolotls, yellow axolotls, and the light blue axolotls. I don't have the rare one yet, but maybe one day I'll breed enough axolotls to get the rare blue one. But until then, this is where all the different colored axolotls will be. Come up here, there's just another room with a tree, nothing special. Let's loop around here and go in this direction. Let's just hit these houses real quick. Come in here, just a small, you know, decorated house, nothing special. I just felt like building an extra house one day. Small barrels and chests. This is a storage house for string. Didn't add too much. Right here is a map of the base. You can see there is the 4 towers and there's the farm. This is where I'm at. So let's continue. Come right up in this direction. Here is like a church kind of thing. I like the lighting here. It's like underneath the stairs, but it looks really nice. A zombie broke the door down. Come right here is a natural generating iron zombie. I just found him and then quickly just stored him right there in the easiest spot. So he's been there for a while. Right here we have another more detailed house than the rest of those. All of those houses are just a bunch of storage pretty much. You have another church, kind of like that one. And then right there is the cactus farm, like I said, when I needed to get all of the emeralds. You come in here, this is where I store my birds. They used to be outside, but then I was like, wait, they could get struck by lightning. And you can't breed these guys either. So, and I call this Maya's house if anybody gets that reference. And then this is the roll call. So I just wanted to, keep tabs on how many birds I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6 in total. And then right here is just, some comforts like, book, bed, crafting table, barrel, and furnace. Come over here, you can look over the forest. You can see a few beacons in the distance. Moving along, we have a automatic cobblestone generator. And this is super useful. You just flip the lever. TNT does its work. It breaks some cobblestone, some weird mechanic in there. And then it sounds like it's not working. It might have broke. Whoops. I'll get to that later. Right here is... This is done. This isn't done. It doesn't have a base yet, but it is a villager trading hall with a bunch of stonesmiths. Masons, I mean. But I just wanted to make this for just a bunch of bricks. Because bricks are hard to get in this game. So that's what this room is for. Moving along. If you run over here, there is a farm for grass and flowers. I really like this farm. You just flip one of those jukeboxes and then this goes back and forth and makes a bunch of flowers. I can also use it with crimson nylium to get the nether stuff, but I care more about flowers. Come over here, this is a automatic melon farm. All the redstone and farm is right behind this wall, but it's just easy accessible to get a bunch of melon slices. This is where the storage is for the melons. We also have a pumpkin farm, which is on the other side, right there. It's the same design. And then if you come over here, right underneath the villager trading hall, there is a automatic cactus farm. This guy is not need to be there. See, we got cactus there. It's filled up, but right up above here, cactus grows. It gets broken by a fence, and then it just all flows into there. All these farms are kind of overflowed because I don't really use those. But continuing on, is there anything else? Let's go over in... I could show the mine. Yeah, let's show the mine. The mine is the easiest way to get to it is through this door, and then you run all the way down here. This was my first storage area. I'm not sure what's down there, but I used to have a bunch of chests in here. It's gotten messier over the years because I, stopped taking care of it. But this is a place to store some sandstone. Right here is a bunch of different farms, vine farm, sugarcane farm. This was a cactus farm. There's a fish farm somewhere. See, here's the carrots, the wheat. There's a broken nether portal. Here is some nether wart. This was the this was the fish farm. And it would all just flow into there. And then I'd store the excesses right here. And then go back up. And then back down these stairs was my Haste 2 mining area. So come all the way down here. You can see I dug out a ton. It was a strip mine, but then I just kept using it and kept mining, and it's a massive just open area. It's crazy. This is where I stored all the blocks, or some of the blocks. I think I moved most of them. Goes in that direction, goes in that direction, goes in that direction. but I spent a lot of time down here. It's all lit up really nicely. But let's go back up. All right, we're back out here. And I am next going to show the storage room. I don't know if anybody saw it earlier, but let's hop down here, right into the water. It's kind of like a secret hidden area, but this is my most huge storage room of the entire world. Let's just go through all the chests. This is the redstone chest with a bunch of the components. This is horse armor and saddles. Here are name tags, music discs, some redstone and redstone ore. There's all my potions. Here's all my tools. Got some tridents, some pickaxes, more trident, shovels, all that. Weapons, a bunch of different diamond stuff, a couple of netherite stuff, books and paper and maps, all that. This is the main chest for just like, you know, tools and not tools, whatever you would call these. I don't know. Flint and steels, crafting tables, furnaces, whatever. Armor, got all my armor, a whole bunch of elytras, some netherite armor too. Got all of my books. There used to be more in there. Here we got the diamonds, all my diamond blocks, diamond ores, iron, lapis, coal, gold, emeralds. This is the end stuff, my beacons. Here is all of the nether stuff. Obsidian, totems, more nether stuff, and kind of like water aquatic update stuff. And all the sponges. Those are useful. More stone, cobblestone, andesite, diorite, granite, stone bricks, wood, miscellaneous wood things, dirt, gravel, wood pieces, wood planks, glass and dyes, terracotta. No, that's not terracotta. That's concrete powder, snow and ice. There's a terracotta, wool, carpets, sand. Friendly mob drops like fish and leather and whatever. Here is the farming chest. All things I can farm, saplings, all of that. Mushrooms. That has pointed dripstone. I'll need to probably label that chest. Here is other like decoration blocks like leaves and whatever. Right here you got all my food. Rotten flesh, string, blaze rods, slime balls, ender pearls, whatever. Gunpowder, and bones. Coming down here, I was going to extend it because there's new blocks that got introduced, like deep slate and whatever. I haven't got around to it. There's a wood chest. Here's some nether stuff. Here is a project that I was working on, but I'll show that a little bit later. There's just some random things here, just things that I needed throughout the years. Right there is another way to get down to the mine that I showed you earlier. Coming up, let's check out the rest of the houses. Right up here. This has all the profession blocks and just some more storage. Not a whole lot there. Right here is just another house with some interior. Come over here, like I said earlier, this is just storage. With a whole bunch of sand, grass, more storage. Come under here, more storage. Right, oh, that burned down. I need to fix that. Like I said, more storage. Go over here, and this is storage for food, though. So that's a pretty useful house. This used to be a zero-tick sugarcane farm. This right here is where I store all my excess armor that I don't really need. And this is the special one right here. This is Halloween mobs that I got a couple years ago. I tried getting every single one, but you only have like one day to get them. So I didn't get all of them. But if I break through here, there used to be a guy in here, but I was running through here with a dog. And then he like teleported into this one block. And then I think it was a wither skeleton that it ended up killing. And then here's a drowned with a pumpkin, and then here's some other wither skeletons, but I had one there. Or maybe it was a regular skeleton. But it sucks that my wolf got him. Here I'll show the zero tick cactus farm. So right down there is where the villager trading hall is. But this contraption, it's broken now, but it used to just like duplicate cactus and then duplicate bamboo and then just cook it in these furnaces, and that's how it worked. But that was a great farm. I hate that it broke. Alright, we have a little bit more in that direction. So let's run over there. This is more of like the kind of like run down, old swampy area of the base. It's kind of like a different version. So I had wanted to build a castle, right? I saw a picture somewhere and it was kind of exactly like this, run down, broken down castle. Let's get in there. Close that up. So this is what it is. You got the growing trees, vines, a bunch of grass just growing, and this is kind of like, some people made a campground of this old castle. You got some bee storage, whatever. But I think this is really cool. I love this build. And what I really, really also like about it is, like, you can go inside of the walls, right? I thought that was a great design. I think you can actually get on top of the walls too. You can look over there. That is more of the broken down village area. Oops. I'm just going to get up here and get like a bird's eye view of everything. This is kind of like a sniper spot. But here are all the houses. They're kind of just like replicates of the houses over there. But, more broken down, like I said. There's not a whole lot here except for just like decoration. There's no like real. Actually, there is one thing I forgot, and it is right over in here. Here's a small campfire, another reference. But if you come in here and then run through this cave, so let me go see if I can find it. All right, here's what I was talking about. I ran through the cave a little bit, and there is literally a pig spawner. I don't know how this happened. These chunks were generated like way back when I first started the world, and just one day I was mining and found this spawner, and it was just pigs. Like I said, I don't know how it happened, but it's sick. So I put a bunch of grass down here to make them spawn, and it's kind of just like just a raw pork chop farm. It's nuts. But I love it. That's probably one of the coolest things in my world. Alright, right outside of here is like a swampy, docking area. Again, it's kind of run down just like that place over there. But it's like a different theme, different style. Looks really nice. But if you go past the docks and over in this direction, you can actually see those trees don't look normal, do they? No, it's because I built extra stuff over here. So right here is a huge cow farm. It's probably really loud. But if you get on top, there is a hidden village here with a whole bunch of villagers and just different designs. But this was a really neat build that I did. Up down here. Get away from the mess of the cows. We have some hobbit holes here. There's not much interior, but it was just a cool build. And then right past here, that was the first part of the video that I showed you. But let's go and look at those large trees that I made. And then as you can see, there are some custom trees. And the goal behind this area was to just have one single place to get ingredients for potions, right? So you got blaze powder, spider eyes, gas tears, nether wart. That's another portal. This is just another wart room. You can get, I think this guy sells the redstone. Yeah, you can get redstone, glowstone. This guy right here, he sells bottles. This is, I think this is the mushroom. Yeah, that's the mushroom room. This is the guy that sells the sugar. Or no, this is a sugarcane farm. Okay. And then this is, oh yeah, this is the Phantom area. If you run all the way up here, you can AFK at the very top, right in this room. And then all the phantoms, they come in, they get stuck there, and then they drown. Which is a really, really cool farm. I like that. Right here is the bunnies. There's a lot in there, but you just come in here, you breed them all. I think it's carrots, right? Yeah, you just breed them all, and then you can get as many rabbit feet as you need. This is the glistering melon. There it is. And then this final one is the pufferfish. It's hard to get pufferfish. I don't even know if you can in that thing, but you might have to go into an actual ocean or something to get them. But so that's all the ingredients, right? But if you run over here, this is, get rid of this guy. Run over here, this is the huge tree that I built. So once you get the ingredients, you bring it to this huge tree, and this is where you put and store all the ingredients. A creeper blew up that, so some of the pieces are missing, but you just brew it here, store the ingredients there, and that's what the tree is for. Let's get a different view of it. Yeah, it's huge. It's not the prettiest. I could probably improve it, but I just haven't. Alright, now I just wanted to show some things on the outskirts of the water base. You can see it right there. But if you run through the gate, you can see a little scenic trail here with some trees, custom rocks. But there are a few small pieces. So right over here. So here is one. This is just like a small campground. You got a tent there, dog, little table area to eat. Whatever this is, and more tables to eat at. Then you can see right there, we have a small hut in the woods. So this is like a lumberjack area. Got some trees, some storage, more storage. And here is the main house. So if you come in here, hop down, there is actually a fully automatic tree farm. Look at this mess. So, kind of how it works is you come over here, flip this button and lever, TNT goes off, pistons do whatever, and you sit here and just hold right click, and it dispenses bone meal into your sapling, and then it makes trees. And then once the TNT goes off, trees get made. It all comes down into here. It works with all these types of woods. It's crazy. It's a great farm. Probably one of the most useful farms in the game. But it takes a long time to build, a lot of resources, but it's worth it for sure. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. This huge hole that I built. There's the water base you can see. And then I was trying to go all the way down to y equals 0 or whatever. But like I only dug a few layers, so there's still a lot to go. But right there you can see another small campgrounds. There's no purpose, it has no purpose, but I just thought it'd be cool to build. You got a watchtower and little hut, campfire, whatever. And there's one more thing that I wanted to show. It's right down here. So this is the underground water base right over there. But this area right here has every single item in the game organized by the update that it came out at, right? And it's labeled, you know, pre-classic, classic, in-dev, inf-dev, alpha. There's every single item. They're not all labeled, but there's at least one of every item in the chest. I need to start making more item frames and putting up the label of each of these, but I just haven't. There's 1.0 and it goes all the way down to, I think I stopped at 1.16 because that's when I built this or something. See, there's 1.6. There's a weird lighting glitch there. I'll just leave that. There's another lighting glitch here. These are more filled in, right? There's 110, 1.11, 1.12, every single item. Even more. 114. And okay, yeah, I stopped at 115. The B update, and as I'm recording this, it is 1.18. So yeah, I have a few more updates to put in here, but that'll come with time. But yeah, this project took a long time, a lot of chests, a lot of item frames, but it's cool. It's really cool. I know it's not decorated yet, but I'll get to that one day. All right, here's another small building that I made. It's not too far from the water base, but I'm not sure what I was going for, but it just has some carrots, sugarcane, cows. You can see an enchantment room right up there. It was kind of supposed to be like a modern-ish, old-style school kind of home, but I thought it looked pretty good. It's not quite detailed, but you know, it is what it is. Got storage up in these barrels here. Just a bed, you know, the bare necessities, stuff like that. But if you continue on in this direction, there is a massive castle that I started working on. Let's get a view from right here. Yeah, look at that. It's not done, obviously, because I don't finish things in this world. But I'm not sure. I watched a tutorial as I was building this, like a block by block tutorial. I'm not sure who it was, but if you know who it was, make sure to let me know in the comments. But I built the entirety of the wall. I built towers. I built this right here. This like interior of the walls. This base looks incredible. I need to finish it, but let's get up a little bit higher. See, as you can see, I mean, wait, what is going on? I'm just like flying infinitely. There it goes. Okay. There's one of the towers, a couple more towers. There's the like field yard or whatever you'd call it. These are also unfinished, but if I do finish this place would look incredible, right? Here's the exterior walls. Let's just go around there and check those out. There's a little bit more back here. Yeah, there's not much there, at least in terms of completion goes. But yeah, this was cool. I like that project a lot. All right, moving on. All right, here I am at the next place that I wanted to check out. I called this island Mayuri's Island. That's a Bleach character, the scientist guy. But the whole goal behind this island was to make just a bunch of automatic farms and just test things out, right? So there's some foxes, but I made a automatic sweetberry farm where it uses foxes to collect the sweet berries, and when they have something in their mouth, they just pick the sweet berry off of the bush, and then it collects in all of these mine carts. Right here is a villager trading area with some of the best villagers. Let's see if I can get them. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, efficiency 5 and all that. There's a little beacon there. This is another zero tick farm with the cactus and the bamboo. It broke, but it used to give a whole bunch of XP. Here is another iron farm, just like you saw at the water base. Right here is a zero tick sugarcane farm. Once again, it broke, and this is a carpet duper. Flip the lever, carpet duplicates, and it goes all into a chest. If you look right up there, that is a mob farm. So you go to the very tippity top, way up there, at that thing you just saw, and then you just sit here and wait, and then water. A machine makes water turn on and off, and then they just cycle down and funnel in right there and fall, just like that guy did. And all those drops go right down in there. And then right over here is another automatic tree farm. It's the same design as the one that was close to the water base, but it's just at this island. Right here is where I got all my music discs from. So right up there is another spawning platform, but it's designed so only creepers can spawn. So then if you AFK way at the tippity top, creepers fall down here with like half a heart. Skeleton recognizes the iron golem. It shoots that way, but the creeper instead gets hit because they're in the crossfire with the skeleton. And then all my music discs come right there. And there's one more thing. So if you drop down right here, that is the end portal. I use this a little bit to put a dragon egg right there. It'd fall down and it would duplicate dragon eggs. But actually two more things after this one. So if you fly over here, I believe it's right here. Yeah, there it is. You fall down here, another little drop chute. This is a zombie spawner, right? There's a zombie spawner right behind this wall, and they just come through a water elevator, come down here, and then drop there, and then you just hit them. So this right here, you know, is a little zombie guy here that is in the water, kind of like a test experiment. This is where all the storage of the zombie drops are. Another enchantment room. And there's emeralds. I used to trade all the rotten flesh to this guy. And there's a villager breeder right there. But this was a cool farm too. I spent a lot of time there. Alright, so I'm back in the water base. And the next base I'm going to check out is in that direction, about 2,000 blocks. It's the Acacia base. So let's start heading there. Alright, so here we are at the Acacia mountain base. We have a really nicely broken down bridge right here along the coast. You can see a bunch of sugarcane, but crossing this bridge is where a lot of the builds were. Check it out. So kind of what I was going for was like a broken down build where they kind of just built into the mountain, as you can see. But here is a bunch of wheat along the coast. This is where I stored all of the farming materials, you know, wheat, seeds, whatever. Right down here is a bunch of loud sheep. I'm going to ignore them. That guy's making a lot of noise. There he goes. But these interiors, there's literally nothing there. I just built into the wall and just left it blank. See, nothing there. Nothing there. Not a whole lot of space either, but that's not really what I was going for. I just wanted to kind of have like an exterior look really good. And I think it did. I think it did. This is the main interior where I stored everything. Here are some signs. Those zombies are making a lot of noise. I'm not sure where they are. But these signs just kind of show how long I was here. You know, when I started, when I left, and I guess I was exploring on that day and found this place. And here is another small room with nothing in it. There's the building materials that I use. There's all the goodies. There's some random stuff and some more random stuff. Right down there is a mine. Let's get away from these zombies. They're making a lot of noise. But I didn't spend a whole lot of time on this place. Maybe a couple weeks, and then I just kind of left. But coming around back here, there's a little bit more built. Oops. There's a little bit more. So this was supposed to be like a market stall area where there's like a bunch of pods with villagers selling things, but I never did that. I just built one and then left it empty. And there is one small thing right behind here that I built, and it is kind of just where I stored a bunch of animals. Well, not a bunch. There is 2 bunnies and 1 horse with diamond armor for whatever reason. And you can see over the horizon from this window, which I really like that. I need to do this more, but I just don't. But I'm pretty sure that is all that I built at this place. So let's move on to the next base. So I know that I did say that I was going to go to the next base, but I almost forgot. So this place that you're looking at right here is pretty close to the Acacia Mountain base, which is in that direction, not too far away. I just wanted to show off this small place just for a little bit, because it's kind of like a off section of the Acacia Mountain base. Here's just a small room with some of the bare necessities. Here is a really weird wheat field that I built for some reason. And here is a enchantment table room that I didn't finish. Here is tons and tons of cows. I don't know if you can hear me. I can't even hear myself. Here is a house with storage, pretty much. Those cows are really loud, so let me speed this up. Bed right there to sleep in. Automatic compost, who really cares about that? Let's go this way, away from the cows. Here is sugarcane. I don't know why I built this place. I guess I was just bored one time and just decided to make a few farms. And here is a empty house with absolutely nothing in it. So, now actually on to the next base. Alright, so here we are at the new base, and I call this base the animal farming base, I guess is what you could call it. But let's get started. Here is just a small room with a bed. Over here is my mine. Let's go check that out because there's something down here. Alright, we're almost there, and as you can see, there's a bunch of chests. But this was a fish farm that, like I said, it got heavily nerfed. But when it wasn't nerfed, I got tons and tons of items. I store a lot of the good stuff here. Name tags, lily pads, nautilus shells, and some of that stuff. Here's all the raw cod, the salmon, pufferfish, and there are tons and tons of saddles. I use this mine to, obviously mine for diamonds. So I'm pretty sure I got a lot of diamonds. I don't quite remember. But let's go back up and check some of the more stuff out. So the next door is the kind of storage room. Like it used to be my main storage room for this area, but then I kind of spread out all of my chests and items in different areas around this base. But if you care about this stuff, here's what there is. Just a bunch of random stuff that I haven't filled with other chests. Right here is where I used to keep all the animals. Chicken, sheep, pig. I think there used to be a cow there, but I'm not sure what happened. I ended up moving them into bigger enclosures for their health. And here is kind of like a big pile of like wood items, as you can see. Yeah, see this is what I told you, right? Like I moved the things from that storage room into different areas of the base. This is where the oak wood is. There's acacia, dark oak. There's the spruce. And there should be another one somewhere. Oh, jungle. Yeah, right there. And on this side, what's on this side? Here's the miscellaneous wood stuff, and there's I guess that's a pickaxe that I made. Alright, moving on. Here is the furnace and kind of stone cave-ish thing, I guess you could call it. See, you got all the furnaces, stone cutters, grindstones, smokers, blast furnaces, all that stuff. And it's a great design. I love this design, how I did this. But let's just get it all in. And then right here is where the iron was. I stored all the iron in this small room. This is like a naturally generating like circular room. So I just kind of used it as iron. And if you continue on, here's a house. This was supposed to be a village, but all I did was just build like one singular house. But I like the design. It looks nice. But on the inside, you can probably guess what's in it. Absolutely nothing. Just a bed. And over here is the Nether portal. I made a custom mushroom biome. This grass is super green, but on the inside of here, this is where I stored my mushroom pieces. All the mushroom blocks come up here. The creeper blew this up, so it kind of looks a little bit weird. I never just fixed it. But over here is the enchantment room. This guy's making a lot of noise. Let's get him out of here. Okay, and this is where I stored all of my books that I got from the AFK fishing farm. And some of them are from the enchantment table, but the majority of them is definitely from the fish farm. And here is the nether portal. Got inner chest there and a bunch of obsidian and stuff. There's some more obsidian right behind there. But Run past here, you have a nice little like flow from like normal mushroom area to Nether. And I stored all of my Nether blocks in the walls. Alright, moving on. We're back by the house, and if you run down here, this is where I stored all of like the materials like coal, gold, redstone. I'm just gonna run through here real quickly. So here's the coal area. It kind of starts to get more like basic caves once you get deeper, because I never like finished it. But if you come this way, that's not the area. It's right over here actually, I believe. Yeah. So here's the lapis room. It goes all the way down, and I'm pretty sure there was a barrel somewhere that I stored the lapis in, but I'm not sure where it's at. But right here is the redstone area. Got all my redstone right there. And then in this side is the gold. See, there's the chest that I hid in the walls that has all my gold right there. If you go past the gold, I believe all the way down here is the emeralds. Yep, there's one emerald, and it's hard to find emerald ore, so that's how there's only one piece there. And then here is where all the diamonds are. Here's all my diamond tools, helmets, whatever. There's extra diamonds and diamond ore. And it just continues on a little bit this way, and then it ends right there. Alright, running back through to where we started, run through this furnace place, and then right over here, over this hill, is where I kept all the animals that I could find. I'm pretty sure all, if not the majority of animals are in this area, but this is my wheat field. It's a pretty large wheat field. Got a carrot field here too, right on top. Some barrels. There is a huge pile of wheat right there. And I made the wheat kind of like broken up, so it kind of looks more natural. That's why there's not wheat in every single spot. Here is a little wagon that I built. Like I said, there's the wheat field, and here is a pile of composters. And I'm pretty sure I stored the excess. Yeah, there's all the wheat. There's a bunch of seeds, there's some potatoes and all that. And right over here, as you can see, is where all the animals are. That's where I got the name of the base, like the animal farm. It's because of these guys. This is where I stored all the meat and whatever. But this has every single color of sheep and tons of them. White, gray, black, brown, all of them. I don't know why there's a red guy right there. Let's get rid of him. Sorry, sir. But it's getting nighttime, so let's just hurry this up. Let's show you the rest of the colored sheeps. Here's all of my pigs. One guy has a saddle for some reason, I'm not sure. Here's the chickens right here. And then the largest field is the horses. And there's a building right over there, as you can see, but I wanted to put more horses in here, but there's only maybe like 5 or so. It would probably look better if there was just a couple more just grazing the field. Let me sleep real quick. Alright, now that it is daytime, this is where I kept all the cows. There's tons and tons of cows here. And here are all the mushrooms. I brought these guys from like thousands and thousands of blocks out, but I think this is my only mushroom farm in the world, so that's sick. Right over here, I guess the llamas escaped. I'm not sure how. There was llamas in this pen, but I guess he got out. But let's go over here to a couple of more animals. Right here is the polar bears and a bunch of ice. This isn't quite their natural habitat, but this place is pretty much like a zoo. Yeah. Continuing on, we got the bunnies with a huge field, and I don't know why they're all in this back corner, but they are. And they're scared of me. Here's where I kept, here's where I kept every single cat. And then here is, I don't know what's in here. And the path continues on this way and then hits a dead end. There's some pillagers there. I'll ignore those guys. Alright, that is everything that is in this area. So let's move on to the next base. Alright, we have arrived at the next base. And I called this base Snowpoint City from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. I just get a quick view around of everything. But there's 4 sections. I'll start off with like the market district is what I called it. Right here is a house with a armor. And he sells me all my diamond armor that I could need. Well, actually, there is an upstairs. Let me go check that out. Well, Well, not much of it upstairs, just a little bit of storage that I don't use. There's some extra diamond armor. But this interior looked great. I loved how I did this interior. Diamond armor there, a little bit of iron armor, a little bit of what else he sells right there. That guy's teleporting around. Here's another next house. And the interior is not done, but this is where I used to store all my items for this base. But if you come down here, there's actually something really, really good. Drop down this water chute, and this is the villager trading hall that I built. These guys used to sell me 1 stick for 1 emerald, but for some reason they changed it and upped their price to 7 each. I don't know why. And I kind of got tired of having to refresh their trades. And here is the clerics. They sell me redstone, lapis, glowstone, all that good stuff. There's a bunch of those there. There actually is an automatic storage system behind here. You can see it right there. There's a little bit you can see, but it brings a bunch of sticks, it brings flint, it brings string, and feathers, all to this one location so I can trade with all of the Fletchers. Right here is some important stuff. Got all my emeralds, got a bunch of dark oak logs. There's the bread to breed them. Here is the converting items. There's an inner chest right down there. And this is where some of the extra items go. I have a mob spawner up there, and all the items do funnel into here. There's some chicken stuff right there too. And this is where the extra stuff goes. I don't have any like useless items flowing into there yet, but come through here. This is where they all got bread, and then I would just open these gates, and they come over here, and they drop down. And then that's where the villagers would end up there. And then whenever I need to, I would just flip this lever, and the zombie would come and convert them into a zombie villager. And then I'd use the weakness potions and golden apples that I got right there. But that's the villager trading hall. If you go back up, there's a lot more to explore in this Snowpoint City. Alright. Right down here, we have the cafe that I built. Got a bunch of cakes here, a little dining area right there. This guy's shopping for stuff, and this is the one that sells me all of my golden carrots. Let's go check out the second floor. Nothing here. Looks kind of weird because the way I built the roof. So I made like a unique roof right here, and that's why the second floor looks so weird. That's that. Over here we have a bunch of goats and 1 enderman. I let a few of these goats out of this house to just like explore the area. That's where I store a bunch of wheat so I can breed them. Moving along, we have a slightly newer design with the bricks and andesite and clay, but it's not decorated. And there is another house right here that also has no door and is not decorated, but I like the design of all these houses. Moving along, if you run over this way, this is kind of like the housing district. I wanted to build a bunch of like residents and houses and all that stuff. This is just another empty house with nothing in it, but this house right here was the house that I kind of made like my house, like my storage room and everything I wanted to put. There's a little sword right here. Here's a map of the entire place. Right there is the market district we just saw. This is where I'm at, and this is some of the farming stuff right there. This was supposed to be a kitchen, and right here I guess I put up a sign that said that I died with over 1 million score. And here is a little snow fox chilling here, and there's some carrots we got going. Come over here, this is where I stored all the materials that I needed to build this place. Cobblestone, stone bricks, cracked stone, andesite, all this good stuff. Here's the miscellaneous things that I used to build. Ice, blackstone, hoppers, chest, all that stuff. And here is my goat. Here's Beetle, and here is Juice. So we got 2 goats in here, Beetle, Juice. Here's where I just placed some shulkers that are empty. And then over here is actually some super rare mobs that I got during Halloween. So we got this stray right here with a pumpkin on his head with an enchanted bow too. This building right here was supposed to be like a like I said, like a housing district, maybe like an apartments kind of thing. But I just decided to put some of these rare mobs. Here's a zombie, and here is another zombie with pumpkins on their heads. And there's nothing here, but I meant to put more stuff in here, but I couldn't get any extra Halloween mobs that day. Only got like 3 total. I think that was in like 2021 or something. I can't quite remember. That was like the most recent Halloween. And then coming over here is a completely automatic chicken farm, like I showed you earlier. Right down there is where the chicken and feathers all funnel down to. But let's get up here. So here's tons and tons of chickens. So essentially how it works is all these chickens, they lay their eggs. They get collected by a bunch of hoppers. It goes into this system right here, into these dispensers. And if I flip this lever, it fires all the eggs. You can see that all the eggs are right there on those hoppers. But when this dispenser's on, it just puts all the chickens into right there. And that daylight sensor is there, so when the chicken's a baby, it doesn't suffocate in the blocks above, but when it grows up, it does suffocate. And then once they suffocate, the hopper minecart collects them all, it goes into the chest, and then it all funnels down in towards the villager trading area. Alright, next house. This is a completely automatic snow farm. Snow block farm, I guess is what you would call it. It's kind of confusing how it works. I watched a tutorial on this. I used to like sit in the minecart and then you just like hold down your shovel, and somehow like the snow blocks from there come through here, and then it like you pick them up and something like that. I don't know. I don't know how it works. It's super complicated. It's not my design, but that's that. Moving along, right over here, this huge tall building that we built is actually the mob spawner. So how it works, you probably have seen a mob spawner before. Just right up there, there's a bunch of layers where zombies, skeletons, creepers, spiders, all that stuff can spawn. And then they have alternating water flows that just all flow down in here. And this is the storage right here, but it actually all goes down and funnels, like I showed you earlier, into the villager trading hall, just like the chicken stuff. But this project took a, or this singular building actually, took a really long time to build. But it's just like alternating layers, so stone, wood, stone, wood, stone, wood, all the way to the very top of the mob farm. But it covers every single layer of the mob farm that I have. But if we go over here, we have some more pretty large farms. I actually did build like an underling mountain thing right there that I like. I meant to do it all right here and over here, but I only did that one small section. But right here is a bamboo farm. It breaks a lot. I don't know why, but it's just these little slime blocks. You hit the lever right there, and then they just kind of go through here and break all the bamboo. And then hopper minecarts below collect them all. But like I said, I don't know why it breaks, but it breaks a lot. It breaks a lot. But essentially how it works, all the hopper minecarts go over there, and you hit the lever, hopper minecarts go, they come back, they collect all the bamboo, and then it funnels again all into the villager trading hall. Right here is a automatic pumpkin farm. I believe there's 2 layers, but I can only see 1 layer. But the collection system is down here below the pathway. Right here. This is where it collects in tons and tons and tons of pumpkins. We have the 9 beacons that give us all of the effects. A couple of dogs, but I'm pretty sure that's all that there is in this area. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, and here we are at the new base that I built. And this place doesn't really have a name, but it's kind of like a medieval city. It's kind of what I was going for. But this little strip street right here was the first area that I built, but this was my house, so let's just get this first. Got a little bit of decoration there, a hat, and here is a map of the entire place. This place is probably the second biggest, right behind the water base that I showed earlier. So here is me right here. Here's the street that I first built, and there's some extra stuff over there we'll check out later. But right down here is the storage room. Here is probably every single block in the game that you can kind of use utility for that I need, like automatic composters, crafting tables, all that stuff. This is a book of what I wanted to build here just so I can keep track of everything. Like I said, here's the storage. And then right over here is just some random stuff that I never really made like a building for yet. And there's some extra storage right there, blocks that I can't really fit in this storage room because it's kind of small. But continuing on, upstairs we have not much, but there's a pair of clothes right there. There's the bed, and here's just a little AFK room. There's actually a balcony that I built, so you can kind of see over to the other houses and things like that. But if we head out and check out the other places, they're not quite as important as that building, like the main building that I live in, but they do have a little bit of stuff. Here's a little house with a little bit of decoration. Cat right there. Just some beds, things like that. I tried to fill in the interior of all of these, but I missed a little bit of things. But I at least put like something in each building. Like this one has a automatic cobblestone generator right here. So you just flip the lever and it just makes tons and tons of cobblestone. That was actually the first cobblestone generator that I made in this world. Nothing's up here, but here is a house that has a rail duper. You flip the lever, it duplicates the rails, and I just store them right down here in these chests. Now these next few buildings, they used to have like every single villager type, but I had let them out and they ended up somehow dying to zombies. I'm not sure how. Like this guy had a blast furnace, whatever that profession is. Now this was actually the very, very first house that I built in this area. Got a little bit of decoration, a fridge, some storage, and this little guy chilling here. Here's some random signs that I made for some reason. Fortune comes to those who wait, and this was the date that I hit day 6969, so that's huge. Here's another balcony. And right below here is the storage room and the extra stuff that I showed you earlier. Oh, if I can get out. There we go. And right here is another place that villagers used to live, but those ones passed away. This guy right here, he's the one that actually lived. Let's just make sure that's shut so they don't get out. This is a fully decorated place for my, what is he? A shepherd, yeah. So this place is actually one of the few buildings that are completely interior decorated. Right here is a, what is this guy? Cartographer, right? Yeah, this is a cartographer. There used to be a few more, but they got caught by zombies. Here's another small map. Because he's a cartographer, he uses maps. Right here is the, what is this guy, a toolsmith? Yep, here's a toolsmith. I believe there's another one, or maybe there's not. But this place is decorated with some interior, some chests, whatever this nightstand thing is. And a crafting table. Let's close that. That's kind of a... And then this one, these fence gates right here are just so that they don't escape and they just stay in their houses so they don't get caught by zombies. There used to be a couple more of those clerics in there, but I think you know what happened to them. I don't know what this was for, but I tried going for like a sideways house. I don't know how much I love it, but you know, it'll probably start to blend in more if I build more houses on this side. But right here is the farming area. You got a huge cow farm, and there's another side right here. It's a much larger circle. As you can see, there is a massive wheat field. I love this pathway that I built across this wheat field, but I planned to just make it go all the way that way and all the way that way into the horizon so you can't see anything like but wheat field. But if you come over here, there's a couple more animal pens. You got the pig pen right here. I'll go in here and show the second part of it. Have this small breakaway, and then it opens up into a larger area with some of the potatoes the pigs eat. Oh, ran out of food. And right over here is the sheep pen. There's no pathway yet, but I'll do that eventually. I tried something new here. Like these iron bars and chains and all that stuff are kind of supposed to be like a barbed wire. And then as you can see, this right here is blood for the wolves. So the idea behind it was the wolves would come in here and then they grab a sheep, they drag it over here. Here's a leftover piece of sheep and some extra bones and stuff like that for these wolves. I kind of tried to make it look like, but like with these candles, things like that. And that's why the chains and stuff were put up, because they kept getting into the sheep pen and getting rid of the livestock. Alright, if we head back, you can actually see some of the taller buildings compared to that area right there. Now this was supposed to kind of be the more like richer area. Oh, actually I forgot about these houses. Yeah, that has nothing in it, but I used like a unique barrel thing right there. Right here, there's some more fishermen, and right here is more villagers, not much interior. Right here is leather worker. He got me lots and lots of saddles, and right here is nothing in there. But this is the more wealthy area, and I kind of use these buildings for farms. Like in this building, there is a sheep farm, and it all just collects over here. Tons and tons of wool. Got a nice fountain right here. Over here is a automatic furnace system. Flip the lever, it goes, it blasts the furnaces, and then it collects all the items in there. Upstairs is just a little bit more decoration, not much. Alright, and then right here we have probably the most useful and important building in the village. You come down here, it is a villager breeding area. So how it works, the villagers right there, the farmer, he just collects some carrots and they breed with each other. And then the little baby comes through here, gets caught up in the water, and then when he grows up, he is tall enough to get caught by this water, and they all funnel into right here. And I have a little system where you flip this button, a minecart collects one villager, and then it brings him right here to Brian, who converts it into a zombie villager. And then once that's done, you hit that button, and it is brought to the converting area with splash points of weakness, golden carrots, and then they get sent to different areas around the city. There's an upstairs, but there's not much here. Endermen keep placing these grass blocks everywhere, and someone broke the door down, I guess. But there's a nice little balcony you can see. I love this balcony from this angle. You can kind of see over here. But heading out, we have right here is the pumpkin farming area. You can't access this building, but it's kind of like a branch section to this part right here, where all of the farming things that I got, potatoes, carrots, melons, and pumpkins, they all funnel into right in this one building. And then once it overflows, like right here it's overflowing, right here it's overflowing, and in the potato thing it's overflowing, they just get automatically sorted, and then it creates a bunch of bone meal. There is the automatic pumpkin room. And then continuing on, once you can grab some pumpkins, potatoes, carrots, right here you have another villager trading hall. And this is where I would get tons and tons of emeralds from the pumpkins, melons, the potatoes, carrots, all that. And then right down there is the converting area that I showed you. But this building looks really cool. I like the design that I did, like have one section, then it pops out again, then it pops out again. And right here is this building right here took the absolute longest to build, absolute longest to plan and all that. But you have like one section right here. Here's the main section, a huge tall roof, and then a little tower right there. And I actually built an entire like mountain area around it from scratch. You can see it more right here, but this is the library, and it has every single enchantment in the game to be traded. And this guy right here gives me lapis, but right here in this section is the enchanting room. It's not done yet, but it looks pretty good on. And then over here is villagers with all the enchantments, like I said, silk touch, anything. Some of the more important ones are labeled. There's protection right there, looting, mending, depth strider, another looting. There's a sharpness 5 for 20 emeralds. A little bit of decoration, some paintings in this hallway, and here's some extra ones with these, piercing. These are just some of the extra trades. Like efficiency 5, that's a good one right there. I kind of need to put the efficiency 5 one up in this area, like the main part, but I just haven't. And upstairs is the library part of this building. And you have also just storage areas for all the enchantments that you got from downstairs. And they're all organized by like bow, pickaxe. This stuff like unbreaking and mending is like its own little section, and there's some other stuff like the trident and whatnot. But that is that building. Let's check it out one more time because I really like how I did it. I like the exterior. The interior also looks really good. And this piece of mountain that I built. And then here's another street. This is just more farms. You can't really tell anything here, but on the inside of there is, I believe it's the melon farm. And right here is where you get the carrots from. There's 2 sections right there. This looks like it broke, because I don't know. The minecart's supposed to be right there, so when the villager collects the carrots, he throws it to this guy. And then that's when it goes to that one room. And then here is another one. Oh, actually, that's the same one. That's the carrot one. And this one is the... I'm pretty sure that's the melon farm. And there's even more buildings right over in this direction. I'll check that out in a second. Let's just go over these buildings real quick that I built. This is just a building with nothing in it. And then looping around here, another building with nothing in it. But I kind of just tried to make all the buildings slightly different. Nothing in there. But right over here is one of the nicer areas in the city. We got a little nice scenic pond right there. We've got a bunch of horses. And this horse right here is definitely the best horse in the city, at least. It's not as good as the ones in the water base, but how I got this section going here, this is kind of like the stable master. He has all his storage needs. There's all the golden carrots. There is the dies to show who is the best horse. Back here we have horse armor and saddles. But the yellow horse is the second best horse. His name is Roach. But this green armored horse is the best one, and then I breed it with, I think, that one right there, because he has a huge jump. I think his block is like 4. I have a book somewhere that shows... Yeah, here they are. Here's all the horse info. There's some, details like speed and jump and whatever. Let's put that back. Oh, I can't. Nope, I'm misclicking. Put that back. Upstairs, there is just a bed, and this is the date that I reached day 8,000. And here is a little AFK room that I can sit in, so I am safe when the horses are breeding and growing up. Right here we have a speed tester. So you just run with the horse, run over here. There is a little hopper right there, and it kind of just shows how quickly the horse is. So the least amount of blocks, the quicker the horse. So like it took me like 24 blocks. And then here is the jump tester. So all the different types of jumps. And that's how I got the best horse. Right here is just another empty room. Oh, and over here is there's one empty room, but here is a spider spawner right down here. You just fall down here. I don't know if it's a cave spider or a regular spider. I'm not sure. I can't tell. But it just gives me a little bit of string, a little bit of XP if I need it. Let's head back up. Right here is, I was kind of trying to make like a stadium so they can like watch the horses. Like these are all seats. And right here is the kind of cafe area. So if someone needs chicken, water, or potatoes while they're watching the horses race, they can. This guy, he just sells me golden carrot so I can breed the horses. And this room right here is where I store all the horses that aren't good enough. They're all organized with different speeds. And this over here is definitely the slowest horse. It took him 28 full blocks to cross that horse track. And then right over here is just another random house with a little bit of decoration, not a whole lot. But that's that room. And right down this pathway, you can kind of see it in the distance. It's not a finished thing, but this is the iron farm that I built. This is definitely the best iron farm in this world. It's super efficient. So these villagers, oh, there used to be a zombie there, but the zombie here would scare the villagers, and then it would force an iron golem to spawn. And the only place they can spawn is right here in these nether portals. And then let me go show you where the iron golems go once they get teleported through the portals. Alright, so once the iron golem spawns, it gets teleported right there in that portal. You can see that guy. He's the one that got teleported, and they get pushed into the lava, and then all the iron gets funneled right here. But the rates on this farm is crazy. It's like tons and tons of stacks of iron per hour. So if ever I need iron, I just sit there for literally just a couple minutes, and I get all the iron that I could need. Alright, I am pretty sure that I've covered everything in this city. So let's move on to the next base. Alright, so here we are at the next base. This is actually the final base that I'll be checking out in the overworld. Then I'll get to the Nether in the end right after this. But currently, this is the area that I've been working on most recently. So right here we got a couple of red nether brick tents, a few villagers just hanging out. This was the first house that I built in this area. Come inside, I just decorated a bit, try to make it look as nice as possible with the furnace, crafting tables, you know. Here's an AFK room, just so I could make sure no zombies or anything starts breaking down the doors. Got a little bit of storage there, a desk, some bookshelves, and here is a small little bedroom. Alright, moving on. If you run up over this way, this is a little farming area that I built. Got a small pig pen here. Right over here we have a big stack of barrels, chests, crafting tables, all that stuff, and all the villagers here have just started to accumulate over time. Got a couple more tents, a small potato farming piece, another tent. Right here this tent's a little bit larger. I kind of called it like the storage tent. You got some barrels and a couple more barrels and chests right here. Right here is another pig pen that I built. Come along here. Built a nice cool looking campfire. I like this design a lot. Here's another small tent. This is another replica of the house that I looked at earlier. I didn't put a whole lot of interior in it, as you can obviously tell. There's the AFK room and there's one singular bed. It's not as decorated as I want it to be, but I've tried to decorate this place, or decorate the interiors. I think I've done a pretty good job. Apart from that house, a lot of the other buildings do have interiors. If you come over here, look at this building. This is one of the larger buildings of the place. I use this building as a sweetberry farm. So right behind this wall, you can probably hear it, there are some foxes. And they just pick sweet berries, and then they just get collected by a mine cart, and they all get collected into that chest. Right upstairs is a villager trading area. All these guys trade one sweet berry for one emerald, so that's a really good deal. It's probably one of the easiest emeralds farms to set up, I've noticed. Coming in here is another little AFK room. I decorated this piece a little bit, but as you can see, you know, right here, I still have to put something, and still have to put a little bit of a ceiling on, but I'll get to that. Coming over here, the path ends, but there is a zombie spawner right down here. So here is the entrance to it. Just run down these stairs, and I've decorated it a little bit. Got some tinted glass here. The zombies just spawn, get shot up a water elevator, and come all the way there, come all the way down here. They drop down, and they're one shot. This is where all the rotten flesh goes. Another AFK room. See there? Oh, there should be one shot. Well, they're one shot with like a sword and stuff, but it's not done yet. But I started on the pathway towards it. If you run along this way, I mean to put a path, and I will do that eventually. But this is, right here, is kind of like the center of town. We got 4 large villager statues. And then over here, this larger building right here is the blacksmith. More villagers chilling there. But if you enter this building, it kind of looks like a shop. Now, I love the way I did this. It's like a blacksmith store, and here we've got a little bit of stone cutters. I can use those if needed. Right here is the automatic furnace system. It's nicely decorated, got some stuff up there. But what you just do is you flip the lever, minecart goes, everything falls into the furnaces, and they all get collected right here. Got some shoppers there. Come upstairs. This place isn't 100% done yet, but there's a few things. Like I decorated the AFK room here. Come in here. This is a automatic rail duper, like I had in the last town. You just hit the button, and this is where I store all of the rails. Right here we got some armor stands that I'll kind of add to the shopping vibe. And these beds here are just temporary. But walk outside, we got a blacksmith that will sell me a bunch of diamond armor, so a bunch of iron armor, and all the good stuff there. Here's a small storage area for iron. And let's get a better look of this place right here from this side. That door, just ignore that. There used to be a balcony there, but I took it down to make a blacksmithing area. Come right over here. We have another small house. And this is kind of the fox area, the fox building. So kind of what I had planned is like, there's the fox owner, and she's got, you know, what she needs, like potatoes. Foxes like chickens. So if you come downstairs, this is where she breeds all of her chickens in order to feed the foxes the foods that they like. If you come upstairs, I did actually decorate this with some nice decorations like the sweet berries, because foxes like sweet berries, some beds, a little bit of storage and whatnot. And right here is another AFK room. Right here we have a villager breeding area. If I just climb up here with the water, if you hit this button, run over through here, this is the villager breeder that I built. So that's why there's so many villagers in the town. It's from these two guys right behind this wall. You can kind of see them. It's the same as the one from the last town. They just, babies fall down there. Once they grow up, they get pushed out into a water stream, which is right here. And they all just kind of start off their life right here, and then they just go to the town and do what they want. Here's a couple skeleton horses that I randomly found. This is a map of the place, so we're right there. And right over there that I'm circling is the place that we checked out first. Right there's the blacksmith. There's actually a building right up there. I'll check that out in a second. But here's a gate that I built. It connects towards the area right over here, and that's where all the pigs and stuff are. But let's first check out the building up here. So for this, I was trying to go for like a watchtower. Just make it nice and tall. A couple windows, things like that. There's not much inside except for like a ladder and a drop chute. There's a couple levels. You got this level right here. You can kind of look over. And up here is just, you can't see anything out of it yet, but it's just a couple of rooms that I built. And then if you just come down here, there's a nice drop chute so you don't take any damage. I guess a zombie broke that door. But let's go on and check out a little bit more of the village. So in this direction from the villager statue, we have another small area that I built. If you come along this path, as you can see, we got a couple of buildings here, a couple of farms. So right here I built a few blocked in wheat areas. Here's a smaller one, and here's a much larger one with a little bit extra things like a rock there and some hay bales there. We have this center of the place. And then right here is the llama breeder. So I was trying to get a llama that has a bunch of slots. Here are the 1 slots Here are the 2 slots. Right over here, all of these have 3 slots. I wanted to get 5, but they're really hard. They're really rare to get. And I just need to do a lot more breeding to just hopefully upgrade my llamas to the best they can be. But right here is the llama breeder's house. Right here is a automatic wheat farm. You just flip the lever, the piston goes, you just sit here and hold down right click, and the seeds would just grow, and then they break because the piston would make the light level 0. It's an automatic wheat breeder, or automatic wheat farm, but it takes a lot of bone meal. A little bit of decoration in here. Got a bed, another AFK room right there. Moving along, and right here we have a sugarcane farm, completely automatic. I haven't decorated the outside of the building yet, but I will get to that. So you just come in here, you have a big old glass wall that shows how the farm works. Sugarcane, it grows. Once it reaches 3 high, the pistons get activated, and then it just all gets collected and funneled into this chest right here. Here's the upstairs. Nothing yet, but I'll get to it. Like I said, this was the most very recent building that I've made, so I haven't fully decorated it yet. But if we go back to the villager statue, we actually have another place to check out. And it is right in this direction. If you head down this pathway, as you can see, this is the largest building that I've made. I kind of made it like this is my house, like the place that I live in, that I have all my things in. Got a little flower farm leading up to it. A little bit more nether wart farms right there. Just getting one last look, maybe from this angle. But here we go through the front door. So this is the starting room, nothing in it yet. Right here is meant to be the living room, but all I have so far is just a armor stand with my netherite boots. But moving along, right over here we have a room that I built for my pillager, and I broke his crossbow, and I just kind of made him his own little room so he could live in. His name's Felix. Say hello to Felix. Felix, say hello. There he goes. He said it. Right over there, this part's not done yet, but this right here is the kitchen that I made, and it has every single block that you could ever need, I'm pretty sure. You know, inner chest, crafting tables, anvils, a little bit of storage, nice painting on the wall. This right here is an automatic composter. You just throw like seeds in this chest, and then the composter and hopper just bring it down there. Got cauldrons, you know, all the blocks, looms, upgrading gear, cartography tables, all that stuff. And there's a little bit of extra space I can use if there's ever like more blocks introduced right up there, and I could replace that with stuff if it gets introduced. But if you come upstairs, it's not done yet, but right here we have 2 dogs. The guy with the blue collar is a guy, and the one with the pink collar is a girl. Here's my bedroom. Well, not a bedroom yet, but it should be. Right there's a enchantment table because I want to put an enchantment room. Right here's the AFK room. I did decorate this nicely. So here are some just desks that I had, and right here is where I write down everything that I need so I can remember what I wanted to build in this place. Right over here, this will be the storage room one day. So this side right here is all of the blocks that I've used in order to build this place up, and right here just random storage that I'm not ready to place into an actual storage room because I haven't built it. Right here is the window that you can see the outside of. And right over here, if you wanted to check this out, we just have a staircase leading up to here. That's just another entrance for the big building that I made. But I believe that that is all for the city of Barkley. And let's move on to the Nether and the end. Alright, so here we are in the Nether. I am right in front of the portal that leads to the water base. So in my Nether, there's not like a Nether hub or anything fancy like that. It's kind of just a bunch of pathways, Nether portals, and a couple of farms. So right over here is a honey farm that I made, and it's in the Nether, so it always runs. Because like bees are only active in the daytime, and at night, in the overworld at least, they kind of go back in their hives and don't produce any honey. So that's why I made it in the Nether. Right over there is a portal to the wooden potion tree base. And let's check out down here first. There's just a ladder leading up, but this little mess right here is a piglin trading farm. So you just throw gold in there, you hit the button, gold gets popped out, and then all of the piglins get the gold and they start trading. And then all of the items that they trade get funneled into a automatic sorting system. And the ones that I don't want, like potions, water bottles, iron, some of the books just get thrown in there, and they get thrown into a cactus too that is right there, so I don't have to, keep on emptying the chests. But the same is on this side. There's another sorting system with the same cactus, destroying stuff like that. And then if you head back up to the ladder, I will check out some of the other farms. At the end of this tunnel, we have a ladder leading up towards the nether roof. Let's just fly up there real quick. Right here I just have a few farms. There's a basalt farm and a beacon, another portal that I broke. But if you follow these torches and fly upwards, we have the gold farm right here. And this gold farm is crazy. Probably the best XP farm. You just right here, you hit one of the piglins with your bow, and they all just start to run towards you, and they just end up suffocating in the mine carts that you can probably hear because they're making a whole lot of noise. You just sit there AFK, and they get you tons and tons of XP. And let me actually lower my volume real quick. And they get you tons and tons of gold too, which there's 4 sections for each collecting area. So it just collects the gold, the nuggets, and there's another chest for nuggets, and the rotten flesh and swords just get thrown into a cactus. But this is probably my favorite farm in the game, and the most used farm that I've made. Now there are a couple more farms that I built on top of the nether roof. I just don't quite remember where they are, so I just have to follow the torches path that I made. And when I find them, I will show you guys. Okay, here's the first farm. It is a hoglin farm that I labeled right over here. So let's travel this way, and then I'll just show how I built it. Alright, here we are at the hoglin farm. It's not very big, but it gets me what I want. A bunch of cooked pork chops and a bunch of leather. So essentially how it works is there's a spawning platform right here. And if you AFK way, way up there, it'll only allow hoglins to spawn in this, what is this, like a 16 by 16 area. And they just get scared of the mushrooms, and they all just run over here, and they fall into the lava. And then it just all gets collected right here. And let's go check out the next nether farm. Alright, so we've arrived at a sign that tells us what is where, and this looks like it's a magma cube farm. So let's go in this direction until we find it. Okay, it wasn't too far from the sign, but here it is in all of its glory. So it's a magma cube farm like the sign said. It essentially works pretty similar to the hoglin farm. You just sit at the very top, and then all the magma cubes, you can see them spawning. And they just aggro to the iron golems that I put right there, and then they fall down right in there into a pit full of wither roses, and then they end up just dying, and then all of their drops get collected right there. And this farm really helped me build the piglin farm because needed all of those magma blocks. So this was a super good farm that I made. Alright, so I was going to show you a farm. All it was a gas farm, so it's not like an insane farm. But I was looking through all of the torches and the pathways that I built, and I couldn't find where I put it. But it's somewhere in the nether. I know it is because I remember building it, and I remember using it a bunch. I just don't remember where I put it. But let's move along to the rest of the things inside the nether. Alright, so here is 0, 0 in the nether, this block right here. And throughout the nether, in all these tunnels, I made signs that show me where things are. So right here, like there's a basalt deltas 1200 blocks away. Right here is where I went out to explore for 1.18. That's 500 blocks away. This is a chest that I made with a bunch of boats because all these tunnels are filled with blue ice, so I can go as quick as I can. Right here is a minecart rail system that I made that I never use, so it's kind of like a waste of time doing it, but it's there. This is the drowned farm that I made so I could get a bunch of copper and hopefully tridents, but I never got any tridents out. I got a little bit of copper, but not a whole lot. So let's go this direction first. So if you follow the pathway a little bit, we have the first nether fortress that I had found. Now there's no like real farms here, but this is just where I spent a bunch of time trying to get lots of wither skulls. Oh yeah, and there is this guy. Let's get rid of that. Blaze. We have this guy right here. His name's Jimmy. He's like with a skeleton that has a pumpkin on his head. Very, very rare. I meant to make a building for him, but I never got to it. Right here is the Blaze farm. And that's about all that I had done with this nether fortress, apart from taking the walls down and kind of flattening it out to help wither skeleton spawns. But let's keep going. So like I had said earlier, there's not a whole lot in here apart from just tunnels. And I labeled as much as I could, but if you go all the way to the very end of this tunnel, like a couple thousand blocks out, there's actually a very cool build that I made. So let's go there. Alright, so at the very, very end, we have a nether portal here. So I am going to show you guys what is past this portal. So once you enter the portal, you just travel this way a little bit, maybe a couple hundred blocks. And if you look in the water, we should be coming up upon the build right there. So just run through here, right into this opening, and this is the second nether portal in my world that I have found. And basically what this contraption is, it is a sand duper. So here are all the duplicatable blocks, or is that the word? Duplicatable? Sand, gravel, all of the concrete powder, and some anvils, scaffolding, dragon eggs. I'm pretty sure you can duplicate those, but you just flip this lever. It makes this contraption shoot the sand into the nether portal, and it ends up duplicating it all. There's a flaw in the design because sometimes it makes the sand drop there. But what this is right here is a chunk loader. So you just put a block inside the chunk loader and it sends a block into nether portals, and it always keeps this chunk loaded, so you can go into the end and then sit in AFK there, and then that's how it duplicates all of the sand. Right here is some directions. So, because I would always mess up and not set my spawn, but what it says, it just says if you start the machine, don't stand over for too long or it will crash. And you also have to set your spawn right here so you spawn back in this area to be able to turn the thing off. So let's just go to the end and show what little I have there. So right here is the collection system for the sand duper. The sand just flings this way, gets hit with the button, and then it gets turned into an item that gets picked up by a hopper. And here's the collection system. Here's some extra things that I haven't picked up yet, but that's what that is. So that's one of the few things that I built in the end, and there's only one other thing in the end that I built. Like, I've done next to nothing. But if you come over here, this is where I killed the wither. There's a sunflower there that shows me the direction that I needed, but if you just head down these stairs, this is where the wither farming gets done. But that's literally all that I have in the end. Alright, so I have returned to the water base, and I have showed pretty much everything that I can remember in this world that I built, and I just wanted to take a look at some of the statistics and some other things like that, if you care about it. So if you open up statistics, this is all of the general statistics that I got. You know, animals bred, damage dealt, all the cool stuff. You can pause it if you'd like. I'm just going to go over some of the more important ones, like the number of deaths is... Where's that at? Number of deaths right there. So I've died 67 times. The time I played in this world is 111 days. And if you want to look at anything else, just, you know, pause it and whatever. Let's go to the items. So something that I've mined the most is stone, very top by a large margin. And then here are some other things if you really care about that. But The low statistics don't really matter. So things that I've broken the most is a stone pickaxe and some other stone tools. Things that I've crafted the most are spruce planks and emeralds, stone bricks, and there's some other stuff down the bottom. Times used, I've used a diamond pickaxe the most and nether pickaxe the second most. So basically just a bunch of tools. Um, Picked up, so it's just stone, bunch of dirt, some cobblestone, bunch of wheat seeds, and some other random things, and things that I've dropped. So I guess I've dropped the most rotten flesh, which is weird. And then I guess dropped a bunch of green dye. Okay, and then just some other random things like that. Now let's check out my gear. So this armor that I made is some of the best armor that you literally can't get in the game anymore. There used to be a time where you could put all the extra powerful things, protection, fire protection, all that cool stuff. And these boots I made recently because I needed to put soul speed on them. But same with the hat. I named it Bari Bari hat and Bari Bari pants based off of the One Piece guy with the devil fruit. So here are my tools that I have. Got a trident with riptide and breaking, mending, all that. Here is the best bow that you literally can't get anymore because they patched it a while ago, but this bow has mending and infinity. So I literally never need to replace it. And this is my netherite axe that I got with smite 5 so I can one-shot zombies. Here's the shovel. There's a basic shovel, and then here is a netherite pickaxe. It is just a basic netherite pickaxe. Alright, let's check out my ender chest and everything inside of it. Right here is just a shulker box that has all the building materials that I use for the water base. Right here is a shulker box with weakness potions and golden apples, so I can always be ready to convert villagers if I need to. That's just a firework box with tons and tons of fireworks. And this box right here is a box with all of the necessities just in case, something pops up. Like I might need food or iron, diamonds, coal, whatever, or a pickaxe too. You never really know, but that's what that is. And then here are some extra tools that I got, like a diamond pickaxe with silk touch. Got a book that has everything that I have thought of and wanted to build in this world. So if want any inspiration, just read through that and maybe you can put that in your own world. Um, this is a netherite sword, the best netherite sword you can get with looting, sharpness, all that cool stuff. There's my leads. This is the best fishing rod that you could possibly get. Here is the Bari Bari shirt. I never put the extra things like fire protection or projectile protection on it because I guess I didn't really know like when it was going to get patched. And then by the time it got patched, I kind of forgot. Here's a bunch of anvils. There's my emeralds. Right there is my fortune pickaxe named Kizaru from One Piece. And here are the netherite hose that have silk touch and fortune. And I just alternate between them if I need them. And then here is my shears, the best shears you can get in the game. Alright, so I know you've been curious, how many days that I've lived in this world, so let's just check that out. So right there, I lived 9,539 days. So I'm coming up on 10,000 days. I need to do something for that, but I'm just not sure yet. Alright, I think that's going to wrap things up. I hope you enjoyed the video of me showing you my Minecraft world, and thank you very much for watching. I love playing in this world, and I'm glad I got to share it with you, and I will continue to play this world for the future. And if you have any ideas of what I should build or maybe what I should change, let me know. So, see ya.